Hello everyone. Today I'm very happy to be introducing Beth Moulam. Beth is a Paralympian and competed in the sport Boccia at the Tokyo 2020 Paralympic Games. She is also a public speaker, a social policy graduate, and a great advocate for AAC and communication inclusion. So without further ado, hello Beth, how are you?
I'm great, thanks Khamani. It is lovely to meet you, and thanks for asking me to be your guest today.
That's okay, it's my pleasure. How old were you when you first used your first AAC device?
Great question. I had my first assessment at 3, and I got my own device to start school when I was 4 and a bit.
That's good. And what was the first AAC device that you used?
I had a Dynavox 3100. That was 24 years ago and devices were bigger then. In fact, it was huge, bigger than me. I've also had a number of other devices across the years, including a TELUS and a Lightrider. Now I use an iPad with Proloquo for text.
That's good. So you've upgraded as you got older and older.
Definitely.
That's good. And how did you feel when you realized that everyone could understand you via your AAC device?
It was amazing. Just to be able to speak and have a stranger understand me rather than relying on a family member to translate my speech. My speech is called dysarthric, which means it is unintelligible to those who don't know me well, and even then, I am often only understood in context. But it was also awesome that when my family didn't understand me, I could use my device to get my message across to them.
That's very good. It's like a relief off your shoulders. It's very good. It shows how AAC devices make a massive difference to everyday life. You are a multimodal communicator, and can you explain what that means?
To me, multimodal means using a range of communication methods. In fact, I think everyone is a multimodal communicator. I use my natural voice, body language and gesture, my eyes, facial expression, and, of course, my communication device. When we communicate with someone, our messages are conveyed and received not just with words, but also the clues we provide non-verbally.
Well, I didn't even know that was a word. That's very interesting. What advice would you give to children or young people who are learning to use a communication aid?
To keep trying, to treat every interaction as a new opportunity to get your message across. If you can practice every day, And whilst it can be hard work, always do your best.
That's very good advice. And I heard you are currently doing a master's in research social policy degree. What AAC and AT devices do you use to support your learning and communication at university?
Lots. That is a good question. I have my communication software on 5 devices, so I always have something to hand, and a backup in case my battery dies. I use Proloquo for text on an iPad mini as my main communication device for spontaneous speech. Then I have a second iPad mini with anything I need to pre-program. It means if I am delivering a presentation, I can swap in and out of the pre-programmed speech to answer questions without losing my place. I also have the software on my phone, iPad Pro and my Mac, so I can communicate at any time. I'm using my Mac and the iPad Pro to access my course materials. I'm fortunate to have been assessed for specialist software for reading all the many academic papers that are essential on my course. Finally, I have 2 bits of kit to help with my hearing impairment. A sound system that links to my hearing aids so I can hear the lecturer. Then I have voice-to-text software which provides captions for lectures and meetings, so I can also read what is being said, so a bit like subtitles on the TV. I definitely couldn't do my course without all the tech.
Well, it sounds like a lot of technology used, but at the end of the day, it's all worth it. It seems like it's really helpful and supportive, and especially the fact that you always carry a backup in case it dies, which is very helpful. Like, my device won't last all day at school, which is very annoying. Is there anyone in particular in life that has inspired you?
I've been inspired by a huge number of people. From family and friends to people I've seen on TV. Tracy Beaker, the TV character, inspired me to write my life story when I was 10. This led to my first public speaking experience. Speaking to others about being an AAC user was amazing. I was at an international AAC conference. It was humbling that professionals and other AAC users wanted to hear my story. At that same conference I met other AAC users from around the world who became my role models, and over time lifelong friends. So, that conference and the people at it was instrumental in where I am today.
Wow, that's very good. I particularly like the fact that you spoke about Tracy Beaker and how she inspired you. It's very good. It just proves people inspire you and us all and makes us to go on to do other things. You have achieved so many things, but what are your top 3 achievements?
I'm a big dreamer, and my top 3 achievements have been lifelong dreams. First, to represent Great Britain at the Paralympics. Second, to live independently in my own home, which I do with a team of personal assistants 24/7. Lastly, although this is still a work in progress, to empower people who use AAC to fulfill their own potential, and this is where my degree comes in. I believe we need to change policy to get the right support we all need.
Well said. And what was it like representing Great Britain in the Paralympics? That's a huge achievement.
Amazing. Getting to Tokyo was a dream come true. I started playing Boccia at the age of 10. It was a long, hard but enjoyable journey. Even through university I had to train most days. Undoubtedly there were many highs and lows, but the work was worth it. My spine still tingles when I think about going out on the field to play the first time I competed in the magnificent stadium against those other world-class athletes.
That must have been a huge experience, one of the best day of your life so far. Where is the most interesting place that you have visited?
Goodness, that is a great question. I've been lucky to go to many places. Outside of the UK, I would probably say Fraser Island off the coast of Queensland in Australia. It's an amazing tranquil beach that stretches as far as the eye can see in both directions, and you can believe you are there alone as you look at the endless sand, sky and sea. It puts life in perspective. Closer to home, I love visiting Hampton Court and go whenever I can. There is so much to see and do, and even after going many times since I was little, I always find something new and interesting when I'm there.
And what is your favourite book that you have read so far?
That's a hard question. I love recipe books, choosing a dish and then getting my team to make it for me. I listened to the Harry Potter audible books again and again when I was growing up, and I still enjoy watching the films. Then again, maybe it's the Marcus Rashford book I read last year, You Are a Champion. I can definitely recommend that one as a good motivational read.
Okay, I'll definitely go check that out. What's your favourite movie?
This is definitely the hardest question yet. As I said, maybe the Harry Potter films as modern classics. But I'm a big rom-com girl, and I also love murder mystery stuff. Over COVID I got into box sets, and nothing beats a good binge watch.
Definitely well said. If you find a good series or box set to binge, you're on the safe for 4 days, hours, especially during lockdown. What do you have a favourite saying or quote?
Actually, I have so many. It is hard to pick just one. One that encompasses my attitude to life is from Oprah Winfrey. The biggest adventure you can ever take is to live the life of your dreams.
Definitely, it's a very good quote. Well, thank you, Beth, for letting me interview you. It's been an absolute pleasure listening to you. You are inspiration. You have shown that and nothing is impossible. It's a huge achievement. You managed to represent Great Britain at the Paralympic Games. Well done. You should be very proud of yourself. Thank
Thank you.